That was actress Mischa Barton going public for the first time about her battle to make sure she doesn't become a victim of revenge porn, which Blac Chyna and Rob Kardashian made a hot topic again this week. Today, Mischa's telling us how she's fighting back with help from the very same attorney representing Blac Chyna. Please welcome Mischa Barton and Lisa Bloom. Mischa, for those of for our viewers who really don't know about your case, can you tell us what happened?
I started dating a guy in fall of last year. It was a bit of a whirlwind relationship. I was in love with him. I trusted him. I thought that he cared about me, and then later realized that he had ulterior motives and other intentions, and he had been surreptitiously filming me the entire time.
So he was filming you while you were intimate? Without your
While
knowledge.
we were intimate all the time. He had multiple cameras.
And Lisa, you know, revenge porn has been getting a lot of press lately. Can you explain to us exactly what that legal term means?
Well, it's a very modern form of misogyny, and it's taking away our control of our own bodies and our control of images of our own bodies, which is what the women's movement has always been about. We get to decide what we're going to do with our bodies, who we're going to be intimate with, and which explicit images, if any, are going to be made public. That's always going to be Mischa's choice. It's always going to be every woman's choice.
Caitlin,
Oh, I know nothing about porn tapes. Don't ask me anything. I would just get in trouble. Yeah, you know. Yeah, it's a tough deal.
It's a tough deal.
It's a tough deal.
Did you know?
We've had to deal with this, obviously, in our family. I don't know the Blac Chyna Rob thing. Rob was stupid for doing that, and he kind of apologized. But I really have not had much of a relationship. I've never met Blac Chyna, never met the kid. Rob, I haven't really had a serious conversation with in years. So I've kind of been out of that scene, so I really can't comment on what's going on there.
I'm surprised that Rob Kardashian would do something like that?
Yes, anybody. You gotta, you know, guys, I know. I used to be over on that team.
Yeah.
It can be really stupid, okay? And do stupid things. And you really have to, and I've tried to warn my kids, all of them, I got a lot of kids, you gotta pick your friends. Yeah. And it's tough to do because you could be tremendously deceived, like in your case. And it's not your fault, but you got to really pick your friends wisely.
Yeah, and Mischa, you said you had no idea that you were being filmed.
No.
When you found out that the videos existed and that they might go public, what was the first thing that went through your mind? You had to be completely dismayed.
Well, I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. I didn't want to believe it. I didn't think that anybody would ever do this to somebody. Why would you want to do something like that? I'm shocked that people aren't aware how illegal it is and that, you know, you can never surreptitiously film someone. And when I found out that he was bragging about it, I was devastated to learn that it was most likely true.
Well, you also said you thought this might be premeditated, that this wasn't. Why do you think, like, what would be the motivation?
I don't know, but I'm guessing, or now in hindsight, that it was probably for personal motivation and for financial gain.
Okay. Well, I do need to read something. A lawyer for Mischa's ex, who allegedly made the tape, gave us this statement saying his client has fully cooperated with the police in references to the criminal allegations made by Ms. Barton. We strongly believe he will be cleared of any criminal wrongdoing after the police conclude their investigation, and we look forward to being able to discuss this case further at that time. And the other man's attorney said, because there were two incidents here, there is absolutely no evidence that my client ever tried to sell or in any other way distribute any pornographic materials regarding Ms. Barton. He was the person who brought their existence to her attention in hopes of preventing them from being distributed. So.
Wow. Lisa, I want to ask, because we mentioned in the intro that you're now representing Blac Chyna in this very public case. There's a little bit of a distinction between that case and Mischa's case in that, unlike Mischa, Blac Chyna willingly participated in taking these explicit photos. Does that legally change anything or make a big difference between these two cases and how they play out?
They are different, and I want to point out we have won victories in both cases. So in Mischa's case, she had no idea she was being recorded. In Blac Chyna's case, she says Rob Kardashian asked her for photos, as many boyfriends do. She gave him photos months ago, And she never imagined that he would put them up publicly. And also, in her case, medical photos of her in the hospital, which were very personal and she was very upset about. But I want women out there to know that regardless of whether it was done secretly or you even sent the photos yourself privately, we still have the right to say no, and you can go into court and get domestic violence restraining orders, which is what I did for Mischa. And the day after she came to me, we were in court and we got that legal protection for her, and we got the same protection for China, and anybody can do that.
And this could happen to a man too, though.
Of course.
Just to clarify.
But 90% of the victims are women.
I'm sure. I just wanted to clarify because I'm sure there are people out there that have been victimized. That
Sure.
And Lisa, I mean, really, the legal term is non-consensual pornography,
Yes.
right? Non-consensual pornography, and anyone is just a point and a click away from this happening on social media or on the internet.
Scary.
Exactly. What can women learn from this? Because oftentimes people say, well, then just don't send the pictures.
Right, but 61% of young adults have sent pictures, so we have to be very realistic and not victim blame people who trusted somebody and did send those pictures. What people can do, you don't actually even need a lawyer in most states. You can go into court and ask for a domestic violence restraining order. Usually there's no fee attached to that. You simply go into court, you fill out the forms, you wait and you talk to a judge, and then you say, this is what happened, and you bring in your evidence. If there's social media posts, print them out, bring them in, and you can get relief and you can stand up for your rights as women.
Mischa, having gone through this, having gone through this ordeal, what advice do you have for other women in terms of how they can better protect their privacy, if at all?
I second everything Lisa says. I mean, I was lucky enough to have Lisa, who's an amazing, women's rights activist, and so you don't always have that. It's important that, as women, we stand together, or anyone, like you said, that you have some people around you who will support you and understand the law and understand that you can't be doing this and that your body is sacred and that, you should support people.
Yeah, and I just want to say that, you see Mischa, she's so beautiful and poised, but she was scared too at the beginning of this battle.
It's true, I was terrified. It's hard to do, so
But she did it, and she won, and I mean, it's such an important victory, not only for herself, but for women.
Yeah. What scared you about it? Because this notion of filing a domestic violence restraining order, I don't think most people think someone posting pictures of you is domestic violence. What scared you?
Well, a lot of things. Just coming public with it and knowing that there is a stigma around it and knowing that you have to go into court and face the person. And there's a lot of things that are scary about it, but ultimately it feels good when you do stand up for your rights. And I think that's what I hope people take away from this, because it's not easy to do. You worry about what people will think, and, ultimately the outcome is better this way around. It's better when you can prevent these things. I mean, I don't think a lot of people knew that you could prevent this stuff from coming out, and I didn't know that until Lisa was there to be by my side.
And we won. The images were never released in her case.
And it is a crime in 38 states, plus the District of Columbia. It is a crime. So beware. Thanks to Mischa Barton and Lisa Bloom. We'll be right back.